It's Varsity Weekly Live, your coverage of all things pop culture, local Arizona news, and national news.
Hold on, Vince is muted.
God, it happens every week.
Every single
Welcome to
week.
Varsity Week Live, presented by the Varsity Sports Show team. Unmuted, my name is Vince Delicio, joined by our special co-hosts for the evening from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, Amaya Lucero, and from Arizona State University, Jade Jufre. Amaya, Jade, how's it going?
Doing well. How are you, Vince?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. It's fun. We've had a lot of fun with this show because it takes a different take away from the field, away from the court. It is a good look at pop culture, what's trending, things going on out there outside of sports. And tonight should be no different. It's going to be a lot of fun. What do we have first? We've got, Maya, take it away.
First up, we have Cole Bruntz from U of A talking all about Kanye West's new album. Hi, Cole. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, how are you? Good. How are you?
Good, I'm good.
Yeah, so this is Kanye West's 16th album in his discography, which is kind of a lot. He's been around for a while now, but it's his first release since Dawn to 2 in 2025. But he did release a couple of these songs last year for the Bully album, but he included them in this one. It's 18 songs, but one of them was Last Breath, and that he released in 2025. But then on this album, he collaborated with Peso Pluma, which I thought was cool, having a little bit of diversity. I don't think he's ever done a song with a Spanish singer like that. But he's going on tour as well, but kind of abroad. I was looking at his Instagram as well as the Spotify, and he's going to places like Istanbul, Madrid, and London. So I thought.
So thank you so much. Is there a way
Hello?
to pre-record the album coming out, or how are we going to listen to it, and when does it actually come out?
Yeah, it came out on last Saturday, and it's on all streaming services, I believe.
Awesome. Perfect. What kind of album is your favorite thus far? I mean, there's so many to choose from, but do you have a specific favorite?
Oh man, I'd probably say Graduation. I think that one's a classic for sure.
And when did that one come out? Remind me.
Oh man, I think that one's 2007.
2007, so a long time ago. Yes, I definitely like his
Yep,
older stuff.
for sure.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a good rest of your night, Cole.
All right, perfect. And up next, we're going to have Ethan Kinney from ASU. He's going to be talking about the NBA and its war on tanking. Ethan, how are you?
I'm doing good, Jade. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, just like always. Walk me through the NBA, what's going on right now.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of controversy with the draft lottery and a lot of the worst teams in the league as the season's winding down. They are intentionally resting their best players to lose these games in order to get better draft picks. And the NBA, as you can imagine, is not too happy about this, as sitting your star players usually means less ticket sales and just empty arenas, which obviously isn't good for NBA revenue. So they're trying to find a way that can punish the teams for tanking, but also not to the point where they're not getting good draft picks. And they've provided a few like potential solutions, one of which would be like expanding the lottery to a 2-year system instead of a 1-year system. So your record from this year and last year would be combined, and your lottery odds would be determined based off of 2 years rather than just the one. And another one would just be flattening the lottery odds altogether, which I'm not a huge fan of because there's some small market teams that their only chance to ever become relevant is to get high draft picks, and doing that just lessens the chance.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like an innate, like natural decision is just to tank, but to like notably sit out your star players is kind of crazy. I honestly
Yeah.
had no idea any of this was going on, but it's not just the NBA. That happens in the NFL too. Like if
Mhm.
you already have a losing team, why don't we just lose more and secure a better draft pick? So
Yeah.
if you were an owner or you worked in the team in some way, what would you prefer the better odds to be as far as like moving forward and the penalties with that?
Honestly, I mean, I think tanking is just kind of a natural part of sports. Like every team is going to have its period when it's not good, and it's important that they get rewarded with the high draft picks so that they're not stuck in purgatory and they're just bad for, 10, 15 years because they're stuck getting the ninth pick every year. So while I understand the negatives with tanking as far as like ticket sales and stuff, I don't know if there's any real solution because the teams are, if they're bad, they're always going to want the better draft pick instead of winning meaningless games.
Yeah. So, who are some of the teams that are doing this, and who are their star players? And have those star players like spoken out about not playing?
Yeah, I mean, the team that's getting the most criticism is the Utah Jazz. They have a few stars in Lowry Markkinen, Jaren Jackson, Keontae George. Jaren, they just traded a lot to get him at the trade deadline, and he only suited up in like 5 games before he mysteriously had surgery to end his season. And Lowry Markkinen was having one of his best seasons as a pro, and he's just been kind of off and on the injury report with illness and rest. Same with Keontae George. So it's just kind of it's a weird situation. The players haven't really said anything. I don't think they're allowed to without getting fined. But yeah, I mean it's weird for sure.
Well, thank you so much for bringing that to the light, Ethan. Pleasure having you. Up next, we have Amaya once again.
Thank you. Coming up, we have Jalen Higgins from ASU talking all about the MLB recap after its first week. Hi, Jalen. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What do you have to tell us about MLB so far?
Yeah, so the first week of the big league season is finally in the books. Opening day set the tone with packed stadiums, big moments, and that fresh start energy that you get from fans. That you only get from the beginning of the season, and right away some of the top teams in the league showed out and why they're considered championship contenders. Strong lineups came out swinging, putting up early runs early and often. Pitching staffs looked sharp and frankly in midseason form, but there was some there's been some underdog teams such as like the Miami Marlins. They're 5-1, leading the division right now. It's very early in the season, but I'm hoping they can take out the Phillies, maybe possibly, and win that division. I mean, we'll see. But there was a lot of good performances the first week, especially from rookies. Kevin McGonigal of the Detroit Tigers had a 4-hit game in his big league debut in the first game of the season. JJ Weatherholt, he hit a home run in his first game of the season. So, I mean, it was really exciting for this first week of baseball.
So, do you have a specific team that you root for, and what are you kind of hoping to see from them this season?
Yeah, I'm a San Francisco Giants fan. I'm from the Bay Area, so I watch them every day. They started off rough, started off 0-3 against the Yankees, but I'm expecting them to compete for a wild card spot. So I'm hoping that we can be better from years past and just be competitive. That's all I want from them.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Jalen, and have a good rest of your evening.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I am now
I'm
passing
just
it
gonna act
back
like
to
I can
Jade.
hear, even though I can't. Can you hear me? Up next, we have Mario Medina from ASU talking about the biggest movies of the year.
Mario Medina, and today we're going to be talking about some of the biggest movies of the year, but I'm going to be very fast and quick because I don't have a lot of time. Last night, Super Mario Bros. 2 dropped at midnight, and it's expected to do a lot of money, probably the biggest movie in terms of money making for the entire year because the first one made over $1.3 billion, but we'll see how that goes. The following movie I want to talk about is Jackson. Jackson comes about 3 weeks from now, April 24th, I believe. It's about Michael Jackson, the life and career of what he did, the king of pop. If you like Michael Jackson, if you like his music, you're going to be definitely tuning into that. In May, we have the next installment to the Star Wars franchises, and that is The Mandalorian and Grogu, starring Pedro Pascal. What is their next journey? What is going to happen? We'll find out in May. The next film I want to talk about is Scary Movie. Now, Scary Movie is going to come back in June. The raunchy, dumb comedy is going to come back, and I'm going to watch it because I like stupid comedy like that. But the first two were really funny because they had Marlon and his brother in it, and they made those movies. The rest of the films were okay or not even that good, if I'm being honest. But their goal of this film is to cancel culture. We'll see how that goes. I'll be tuning in. Next movie I want to talk about is Toy Story 5. Now, yes, it's the 5th installment to the Disney Toy Story franchise, but Disney knows how to make their money. Disney's all about money, so they're going to make as many Toy Stories and Disney films as they want, right? So people are going to tune in to see Woody, Buzz, Jessie. We'll see how it goes. They're going against some iPad. We'll find out. The next film I want to talk about is The Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day, which released in late July. Those films are very exciting. I love The Odyssey because it has Christopher Nolan, right? Christopher Nolan makes incredible films, right? He's made the Dark Knight trilogy. He's made Oppenheimer. I'm going to be definitely tuning into that. Spider-Man Brand New Day, we talked about 2 weeks ago. The trailer looks really good. It's Spider-Man. We'll see what happens. Later in the year, in December, we have Avengers Doomsday and Dune 3 that drop at the same time. They're calling it Doomsday, and that is going to be insanely busy, probably like the other films I just mentioned. But we'll see what happens. There's a lot of films I could have talked about. There's so many. I wish I had a lot more time to talk about this, but it's completely fine. I just want to talk about some of the biggest movies of the year, but we'll see what happens. What movie are you going to tune into? What are you going to see? I'm going to probably see a lot of them, but thank you for tuning in. My name is Mario Medina with the Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome back to Varsity Weekly Live. So Amaya, what were you feeling like was the most interesting topic thus far in the live?
So far, I really liked the kind of overcap of all the movies coming out. I love movies. I really do like movies. I really am excited for just all the new ones coming out. I haven't seen Dune, but that Dune trailer looked really interesting, so maybe I'll get to see that this year. I know Super Mario Bros. Is also coming out. Some of my family members are excited for that one. How about you?
Once again, I can't hear, but I'm gonna try to lip read as best as I can. For some reason, like the pre-recorded segments work a little bit better for me. But I do like to talk movies. I think it's nice, especially as like sports journalism students, that for once we don't have to talk about sports. Like obviously it's all we talk about in class. It's what we do in here. Probably outside of class too. It's just a lot of sports heavy focus. So the fact that like we get to talk about Kanye West and we get to talk about movies and Christopher Nolan, and it's such a fun time to like not be so sports focused. So I'm really excited for the new Spider-Man movie to come out. It's kind of crazy to me that it's coming out before the Across the Spider-Verse, like the animated movies, because I know those have been in works for a long time. But it's nice. Like it's nice to like see other people are like checking in and like caring about other things that we have to offer as like the Varsity Sports Show interns, other than just, hey, let's talk about sports 24/7. So I love that everyone gets a segment about whatever they like to talk about. It seems like Mario is typically really focused on like the cultural aspects of what's going on. So I always enjoy to hear what he has to talk about.
Absolutely. I really, like I said, I really love the movies. I think that some of the stuff has come out recently, like Avatar is huge. I mean, we know how big Avatar is. They're really like pushing for it in Disney. There's Avatar lands in Walt Disney World. They're making one in Disneyland. So that movie has continued to just skyrocket in views and skyrocket in popularity. Next up, Jade is going to introduce our next segment.
So next we're gonna have Janice Reyes talking about One Direction.
Hi, I'm Janice Reyes, and today I have a segment for all One Direction fans that are still going strong. Louis Tomlinson started the year strong with his third solo album, How Did I Get Here, released January 23rd, 2026. Harry Styles released his fourth album, Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally, on March 6, 2026. Zayn Malik is also making waves with his fifth studio album, Chronicle, coming April 17, 2026. The lead single, Die For Me, dropped in February and gave all of his fans a strong taste of what's coming. Niall Horan is kicking things off with his 4th studio album, Dinner Party, dropping June 5th, 2026. He's described the 12-track project as cinematic and organic. The lead single and title track released March 20th, and it was inspired by meeting his girlfriend at a dinner party. So honestly, it feels really personal. And it does not stop there. He already announced Dinner Party Live on tour, so fans will get to experience it live. And lastly, of course, we cannot forget Liam Payne, who passed away October of 2024. Once again, I'm Janice Reyes with the Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome back to Varsity Weekly Live, presented by the Varsity Sports Show team. So far, so good. A nice little blend of segments. Any favorites so far, Amaya?
Like I said, I love the movies, and I think me and Jay can kind of agree on that maybe. It's just a nice little break from the sports. It's something different. It's very pop culture-y. I love movies. I love TV, so that's obviously my favorite part.
Awesome. And how about you, Jade?
Yeah, no, I just love like talking about other forms of art. Like I said, we talk about sports all day. Like it's the career that I'm in. But the second like someone else wants to talk about something else, like I love to hear. I'm open ears. Maybe I'm not the biggest like movie head. I don't have like the IMDb app or whatever it is, like Letterbox or whatever. But I like seeing people be passionate about other things. So I really enjoyed Mario's segment.
You know, this will be kind of a fun weekend as we go into the Easter holiday, and because things are kind of lighter now, it'd be a chance to get caught up on some, great TV, some Netflix. I'm watching some programs as well, and then we've got some other shows. Tomorrow night we'll be back for Friday Night Live at 10 p.m. And then Saturday morning we've got the Varsity Sports Show live from the Maricopa County Fair. So, Jade, take us out.
All right. Well, once again, that was Varsity Weekly Live, hosted by Amaya, me, and Vince Delicio. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you tomorrow night for Friday Night Live.
It's Varsity Weekly Live, your coverage of all things pop culture, local Arizona news, and national news.